I am Gene Merle, and we are very excited this afternoon to be hanging out with Matt Healy.
Yeah.
Or Matthew. Or
Matthew or Matty or Ben, some people used to call me. I don't know why.
Really?
Not really.
From the 1975. Now, you're playing it this afternoon at 5 o'clock at the Palladium stage.
5 o'clock, yeah. It's a long set for a festival.
Is it? How long are you guys playing?
Like an hour and 15.
Oh, wow.
I've never played that long at a festival before, especially in that kind of heat.
Right. Well,
So-
actually, you're lucky.
Yeah?
Because it's usually a lot hotter for Hangout.
Is it this quite a cool...
Absolutely. And,
well,
and the lack of humidity.
We got out of Coachella and that was hard enough, but that was a different kind of heat. You know, we've got the ocean here.
Yeah.
There's a breeze. It's really nice.
Well, Coachella, I mean, you're in the middle of the desert, and it's always hot there.
It's
I have
like an
friends who live
oven.
there.
There's no respite out in Palm Springs. There's no breeze or anything. But yeah, no, it's amazing to be here.
Yeah, you'll be having the offshore breeze hit you,
That's
and
right.
you'll be having a ball. Everybody will be, in beach attire, and it's a big party. Is it your first time to this area?
Yeah, it's the first time in Alabama. We've never even come to this state before, and we've toured America quite a bit. So we're really excited, and yeah, taking the show on the road.
Yeah. No, your first trip to America was last year for the tour. Was that?
I think
true?
it was the first time we ever came over was our first show in the States was in South by Southwest.
Mhm.
So South by Southwest kind of was like the catalyst for our band, and then we went on to tour America like twice, and then yeah, so we spent a lot of time over here in March and then kind of November of last year.
And what were your impressions of the States when you came? Because you grew up in
Just
what,
the
Manchester?
yeah, from Manchester. I think that you're very aware, subconsciously, when you grow up in the UK, you're very aware of your proximity.
Mhm.
You're very aware of how big the country is, where the parameters are, where the cities stop, where the ocean begins. Subconsciously, I mean.
Right.
And I think that bleeds into people's mentalities slightly. People are slightly more insular. People are slightly more cynical of things in the UK. And when you get to America, I genuinely believe that like the physical size of the place kind of bleeds into people's mentality. It makes people have bigger aspirations and support the aspirations of one another. But it's an amazing place to be in a band because people love it.
And like all the stories you may have heard growing up when you came over here, like going out west and things like that, was it everything you expected?
That's the
it to
whole
be?
thing. You think it's going to be like a cliche. There's certain places that we haven't hit yet that we're looking forward to, like New Orleans and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait. It's a party town. But Los Angeles, and New York City, I can't really remember
really?
either of them, and I've played there about 10 times each.
I just moved back from LA, so
You've been living in LA?
I lived in LA for a while, and I'm
done?
done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah, it is a dry heat.
It's
but
a nice
I'll
place.
take this.
Yeah.
I love it down here. Tell me about the name 1975. Now, was the inspiration inspired by beat poetry?
Well, not really. It was in a book of beat poetry that I had, but I got it off somebody else, and who somebody else had done it before me, and somebody had used a note, kind of just written all over it, and they dated it 1st of June, the 1975. And I don't know what it meant or why or who they were, but for some reason, that just the 1975 was stuck in my head, and then after a long time searching for a band name of not really caring, it just became our moniker, and it was perfect.
How did you guys all get together?
High school, 13, 14 years old.
Really?
Same lineup, yeah. So we're in our 11th year this year as a band. We've been doing it forever, literally forever, since we started making proper friends, 12, 13. We just, we didn't play rugby, so we played music, and we hung out in the same kind of music corridor at school.
Mm-hmm.
We all loved records, we just came together through our love of records.
Who were your influences on those early records?
I don't know, people ask us who our influences are. I don't really know, because the thing is, because we got together so young and became a band so young, all of our vocabularies, whether it be musical or social or anything, they all became the same thing. So we became this genuine mixing pot of ideas. I think that you can hear Peter Gabriel, you can hear Cocteau Twins, you can hear Scritti Politti, you can hear like Michael Jackson. We love everything. Jesus and Mary Chain, God, Furniture, and so many bands.
I read a review that said your self-titled CD that just came out, that came out last year, is a love letter to your youth. Would you say that's about right?
I think it is. It was kind of like, I mean, we'd written so much music by the time we came to kind of put that album together. We didn't necessarily write that album, we just put it together of all the songs we'd written, and we found out that we had this real kind of knack for soundtracking our lives like an 80s movie, like a John Hughes movie. That was the plan. The plan was to kind of make it like the John Hughes soundtrack to our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of care and a lot of attention that went into those ideas, because I think the narrative, you know, the love letter to your youth, or a kind of scrapbook of conversations from your adolescence, it became this, I don't really know, it was very much, yeah, we were soundtracking our entire life.
I was, the reason I started smiling when you said that is I had Iron and Wine on yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And Sam is a huge John Hughes
Yeah,
fan,
that's right.
and that was a big influence. And it's interesting in preparing for these interviews how much John Hughes shows up.
I think he comes up because it's either, whether it's the exploration of his ideas through music or through narrative, it's kind of both with us. You know, the soundtracks that he put together that comprised so many bands, from, you know, Psychedelic Furs to Simple Minds.
Mm-hmm.
I love all of those bands, so obviously musically inspired by them, but the ideas that are apparent in John Hughes movies are all about the kind of idea of that apocalyptic sense of being a teenager, and the idea of yearning for something bigger, whether that's relationship-wise or where you're from, the idea of small towns. It's all very discussed in our record, and it all kind of makes sense, that teenage idea.
When you guys write, is it mainly you coming in with the songs and
Well, it
creating,
totally depends. It'll either start from a completely wild, thrashingly, divinely decreed idea from me, where I run into a room and say, "You need to idea,"
Mm-hmm.
or it'll be a beat with a pad. You know, Remain in Light by
Mhm.
Talking Heads.
Yes.
Once in a Lifetime in particular.
Yes.
That's pretty much what most of our songs start like. A drum beat with like a watery kind of pad sound. We have that throughout all of our record. Very kind of My Bloody Valentine-esque droning going throughout everything. And so yeah, I think that's how it normally starts. Or it'll be, you know, slightly less contrived. I don't know. It's weird, it's just kind of, we just do it.
Oh, it's amazing, and your album is amazing.
Thank you very much.
Now, last month, you guys played the Royal Albert Hall. Now, to me, and I've never lived in England, but to me, that would be the same thing as to a kid over here playing Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Was there a sense of like, oh my God, we're
Yeah,
in the
it's
Royal
not
Albert?
the size, it's the prestige of the whole thing.
Mhm.
Well, that week was The Cure did 2 nights, Suede did 2 nights, and then we finished the weekend. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're talking about. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. Like, my dad cried. Of course he cried when he walked in, because it's the Royal Albert Hall. You know, he took me to see Clapton there when I was a kid. I've been to see B.B. King there. I know that, you know, everyone's played there. Every single person's played there. So to walk out there, and it is the best venue in the country as well.
Right.
You know, there's so many venues that you say, oh, you need to play this place, and you play it, and yeah, it's cool, but sound sucks, or the vibe's not that great. Royal Albert Hall is the most perfect room in the world. It's so beautiful, it sounds amazing, and it was a real kind of celebration of how far we've come in an 18-month period. Because you know, the first show we played in London in 2012 was at the Barfly, which is 150, and we go back in September this year, and we play 2 nights at Alexander Palace. It's 10,000 people a night.
Wow.
So it's gone bananas.
And how many does Royal Albert hold?
Royal Albert Hall's only 3,000.
Okay.
See, we did 3 nights at Brixton Academy in January, which is 5,000 a night. But it's not about how many people. Well, I suppose it is about how many people you can get in the room. We do 15,000 tickets in London, but we sold out the Royal Albert Hall with that as well. I don't know how it happens. I don't know how there's 20,000 people wanting to come and see us in London. But it's amazing.
Well, I did, because you guys are really good.
Well, we just work very, very hard, and we're very, very. We don't compromise, and we make sure that, you know, we look after the people that we care about in the industry, and we just really work hard.
Very good. Maddie, thank you
Thanks,
so much,
mate.
man.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. We're talking with Matt Healy from the 1975 backstage live at Hangout Radio, powered by 92 Zoo and NBC 15. And we will be back. Actually, yeah, we'll be back in just a moment here.